Talk. Midnight in the grove of the Moon Garden, with friends and fire and games and chases. Statues, animals, trees are all creeping in purple-black unlight. A whole society of unusual. The world swirls. Time is dancing in the darkness. Ghostly giggles float from the maze. A violet fire in your eyes sets free your imagination to conjure visions and sounds, and smells and textures and tastes. And the breeze pours them all together into a new cocktail that you drink through the medium of a laughing teapot. The grassy earth beneath your feet laughs. The moon turns his beams to you and laughs. The wind caresses your face and laughs. Time laughs and you laugh with her. And the rose bushes grow and twist to point the direction deep into the back of your own dreams.
Hey everybody, it's Deluxe. It's a Friday. It's one of our last Friday shows if all goes according to plan in the personal front. Card Breaker, Nimchimsky and Shiraz, thank you for joining me early here with our first of two, maybe three, but probably just two Halloween shows. I'm always itching for October to get here, and so I take every chance I can get to jump on it. Anyway, got a few things to go over. Gonna just be playing casually today. I need to say this up front. I've never felt more like the ban needs to happen than in the last, I'd say 60 hours. My wife's out of town. I've got nothing but leisure time. I've thrown everything in the kitchen sink at this format that isn't Jeskai or Tron. And the best I've done is 3-2. And I've had plenty of 2-3s. Just really, and the other issue is I've got a link in the video here, or off to the side here, of a Channel Fireball article that really gets to the point of the problem, being that there's just Astrolabe really brings together. I don't really mind that card so much as I mind, as everybody knows, Ghostly Flicker, Ephemerate, and even Snap, and now the Sanctuary. The new Sanctuary card, if you've seen Entropy's list, I don't know if he made it. I faced him, and it just feels so insurmountable. There's just so many ways to abuse that card. It's not Tron. It's just one island, but oh my God, it can do so much. Then you add in Flicker and all these things. And then this article talked about, Astrolabe being the biggest problem too, because blue gets to play with all the tricks. So you put in Astrolabe and it runs better than a 4 or 5 color deck, runs better than a 2 color deck without access to it. And, oh yeah, blue gets everything it doesn't have anyway. So that's kind of the rundown of the list, the deck, and that's kind of what I've been running into. I even thought of making a Golgari list where it was like cropped rotation, Bojuka Bogs, and like cheating Crushers into play somehow, and just really going at it. And of course, whenever you do that, you run into everything except what you're aiming at. So anyway, Shiraz, if you wouldn't mind scrolling up in the chat and finding that link, I would appreciate that. But yeah, it was. You were watching Birdman stream when he played against. Yeah, it was. It was. It didn't even feel like good god draws. It just felt like just this inevitable crush. And then I faced it like 2 more times, not by him, but other people with different takes on it. And I think that'll be the Sanctuary might be the very fastest presented card and banned. I think it's going to have less than about a 3-week lifespan there. But anyway, So mono black's everywhere. I played it in the challenge. I got dead the least you could get and break even. Thankfully, just had some atrocious matchups and didn't face anything I was planning for. But I was running mono black control and it made the top 8 2 times. Not my list, probably a lot better list, more traditional lists anyway, a lot more creature based. And this is a take on that. The traditional mono black lists run Unearth. But because of, what's his name over here, Max Walsh, and the recent success with his Black Beetle, which we'll also play today, I really am liking these mid-range black decks. Death Denied is so strong. It usually gets back 3 creatures you want, not 1, sometimes 4 or 5. It can just break your back late game. So outside of a Crypt Rats against Elf matchup, I really like it. So I haven't played this version yet, but you'll also notice I ran all 4 Faeries instead of Chittering Rats in this build. It might seem a bit extreme. It probably is. I also run 3 Bogs, and a lot of times these things aren't enough. If you look at my sideboard, there's 4 Spellbombs, and we've got 4 Shinobis. Taking a page out of Woo Rat's build. He ran 4. I like it too. We've got an Ashes to Ashes, 1 Thorn, a Crypt, and the rest Distress. I really like this card. You can run Wretch Mind. A few. There's a new 5.0 version that has Thorn's main and such. We've got 1 Thorn main, 4 Garys, 2 Silent Bloods, Dusk Legion Zealot, and the Chainers Edict, 2 Silent Bloods. We've got 3 Crypt Rats, 4 of these, and I just sometimes, these are good to cast. Everything outside of Skyfisher dies to it. So something that a Chittering Rat, there's just so much draw in the format right now. Setting them back 1 card just felt really underwhelming against a lot of matchups where I needed it. And I was like, hey, you know what? This adds up to the Gary math, and it flies. And I can use it in a pinch. And one of the good things is if you do like to use Unearth, you just pitch this against like Stompy game 1, and on your first turn you have a 2/2 flyer. So anyway, card break. Anyway, there's so much in the chat. I sorry about the lack of feedback here. Which is Cottage. I was really wrong about this card because I was obsessed with the flavor text, and I just didn't realize that it said land swamp. It says right there. It's nice and big and bold. So that being said, it's nice that it's able to feed things like the what do you call, not, well, I mean, it feeds everything, but when it relies on swamps and such, what card am I looking at? I don't have everything set up by Tendrils of Corruption. That's what I'm talking about. Anyway, so another list I really like. I'm going to try to play today. Big emphasis on T, and that's where the Death Denied tech came from. This is a very old card, about 10 years ago. Black was playing these and Tendrils, so it's kind of like gone full circle back in time. But it's just such a value engine late in the game. But this is the deck that won Seattle. This is the improved list, the changes he would make. I think a Rusalka moved main, so did a Crypt Rats. Burglar Rats, Ravenous Rats, however you want to play it. We're just trying to stay as honest to the list. And the Legion Zealot, these kind of cards are growing on me. The Phyrexian Rager is interesting, right? 2/2. Okay, that warrants a lightning bolt because you're going to start taking like Fire Blast equivalent damage pretty soon. The Dusk Legion Zealot's an interesting thing though. It's like, okay, gets in quicker, does the same thing except for the attack part, and it almost avoids removal because it just feels like a waste of time to remove it. So Hex and Rouge in the house. Hello, Cardbreaker, him and Sinkhole, at least acknowledge they were printed at common. Yeah, I'm telling you, I'll say that till I'm blue in the face. They bring up him even right now in Swamps, and this is, it would feel fair in this metagame. So I really don't think it's the spooky whatchamacallit. And if you are here for my crazy tech, and I think there might be 1 or 2 newcomers that I faced that saw the Infected Snow list for the first time. This is my baby. I've been working on this list for a while. The recent inclusion is 2 Kohani Gardens. I really found these necessary outside of, there is a charm, I think it's Seedling Charm. If I'm not mistaken, it puts a 1/1 into play, or it gives something plus 1/1 and trample, or a beast gets to regenerate. We don't play any beasts, but to make up for our sideboard, I ran 2 in the yard and 2 in the main because mono black's a thing even with Reckless Charge. But I'll go over the list real quick. What I've got so far, not too much has changed. We've got 4 unearths, 4 reckless charge, 4 abundant growth for these 2 rancors. Probably the thing I hate this in mono black because you can get Chittering Rat locked out. So these go against mono black. And 2 feels just right. I've tried 3, never liked seeing that extra one. Anyway, Seal of Strength, backbone of the deck, as is Reckless Charge, Vines of Vastwood, Astrolabe, and I think that's it for the 1-drops. There's an ocean of them. Eckerclaw Myrrh, Blighted Agent, and Apostle's Blessing. I'm running this over Mutagenic Growth now. Why, you may ask? Well, Mutagenic Growth was doing a bad job of keeping something alive for 2 life, usually. For 2 life, or in this case, I can pay for it, and not have to take the life, or it turns any of my other creatures into a Blighted Agent, because if they're a monocolored deck, I can survive stuff. So we've got this, we've got Vines, we've got the Unearth package and the Reckless Charge flashback. It can feel pretty awesome. Then in our sideboard, really leaning on this hard. My Jeskai matchup's actually pretty good. Mask of Law and Grace, the Solitary Soul's Fire is really nice. Sometimes it even works against black mages. I shouldn't say this because now they'll know, but sometimes black mages get a little selfish and they kind of sit back like, I'm gonna wait for you to. And so I trip a Seal of Strength and I kick a Reckless Charge, and maybe I throw a Vines on there too, and they're like, guess verdict, and I'm like, Soul's Fire, suck it. So that's where I go from that. So yeah. Anyway, the sideboard. The burn matchup is probably this deck's worst matchup, and of course, every time I seem to play it, that's my first round opponent, and then I don't see it after that. So it just seems to like permanently be keeping me from going 4-1 or better. However, the Storm, Weather the Storm is an interesting card, but in this kind of a deck when we only really have 12 creatures to lean on, I think it's worth it to not get too greedy with Weather the Storm and hope it hits for 9 and instead get a creature back and try to win the game, because nothing turns off burn faster than infect damage. We've got Moment's Peace here, 2 more Gardens, and 2 Longbows. Really, really like these. In fact, I even played my mono white infect list. I can show you guys that too. You'll notice I underline all of these things. I'd recommend you do that if you have a lot of decks like I do. If you put an underscore before it, it comes up in that little challenge queue, and you don't have to go swiping. And so whatever decks you're working on the most, I tend to put an underscore when I'm done with them. I just move it, and then it alphabetizes it the next time you load up. Today's show, I've got these with double underscores because these are the ones I want to be queuing with and going from there. But yeah, so you guys will laugh at this one, but it did go 3-2. This is my white infect list. I completely got so mad at running into like anti-tech for it and not being fast enough. And then, I wanted this anti-red stuff. So I ran the masks main, and I've got Bone Splitter main, and I didn't want anything to really outside of this and this. I didn't want any standard bearer bait. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go Darksteel Axe. And I actually had a really good time with it. I've been able to, this is a lot of protection suite here, and we're able to keep our dudes alive. And then we've got Prismatic on top of that too. And if that's not enough, all 4 Corpse Curs, and we're running 21 lands, of which 4 of them are Fengraphs. So this thing has a lot of staying power. And if the person's on one color, you're usually going to get them. Got even more staying power here. We got anti-stompy and burn here. We got 2 Oblivion Rings, kind of a catch-all for Pestilence. All 4 Longbows. We don't have much of a plan with access to Soul's Fire, so we have to draw this if we're going to play that route. But what's neat is in this build, because we have this, we can attack for this guy when he's equipped with a Longbow, and then at the end of turn we hit. So this is actually, even just by itself, it's hitting for 2 infect damage a turn with that. So anyway, I'm sorry I'm ignoring the chat. Let me get over there. Priest of Norn, I wish they made search function for... Yeah, I would totally agree with you, Nimchimsky and Hexen Rouge. There's Seal of Strength replacement. Was much better for me because of the artifact effects. Oh, there are Seal of Strength replacements with the same effect. There are. Well, I know there's the what is it? Angelic Renewal, like creature dies, comes back. That's interesting. I think if Jeskai wasn't everywhere and Red Removal wasn't everywhere, I'd probably put that over this, because then you could just kill stuff, and even your bodyguard. What's really cool is, like, I had I think it was the last round of the tournament, I had Nickerclaw Myrrh, opponent had out, I don't know, like it was a Simic deck of something. I think it was the wall one. He had blue and green walls. So I tripped the bodyguard, giving this protection from blue. Then I Fengraphed because it was the only thing here. Brought it back, made it protection from green, and attacked for the win. So it's a really fun deck to play that way. So anyway, I'm gonna jump in here and do what we came here to do. Just play some darn Pauper. We'll change the deck. Go with this Beetle Feeder deck by Matt Walsh, who not just won, but about a week ago won the big Seattle tournament there, and we'll see what we can do. Anyway, by the way, oops, let me kill this here. There we are. Hey, look at that. Almost worked. Boy, this thing just loves to do this, doesn't it? Really liked your new podcast. Oh, thank you for that. Oh, yeah, thanks for even mentioning it. Yeah, just on Monday, I went for one of my walks, and I was beating my head against the wall even back then about Tron and Jeskai, and the challenge had just been done, and I just narrowly escaped, and I was like, God, I threw everything at it, and I just couldn't quite get it. So I went for a long walk, and about, 40 minutes into the walk, I'm talking out loud, and I'm thinking to myself, why don't I just record this? Because some people might like it. So I just recorded it, came back, listened to it. I was like, it's not half bad. And I uploaded it. And it's different. I don't really have any hosts to bounce off of or anything like that. So it's just a stream of consciousness thing. And I'll do it every once in a while. It's not going to have any regular schedule. It's called Walking with Pauper if you want to check it out. I think iTunes will have it soon. No monetization, nothing typical of me, right? Just throwing it out there. And it's only going to arise when it's needed. I'm not going to do it every Monday. I might do it 3 Mondays in a row, and then it won't happen for 2 months. I don't know. It's just going to be as it's needed. So, yes, Kunstphrasen called Walking with Pauper. There's only one right now. Like I said, there's all kinds of road noise and everything. And I'm literally walking and talking about Pauper, so I'm a little out of breath, and there's motorcycles and all kinds of stuff going by. We've got a late game card here. Removal. I don't like this hand. We'll mulligan this. Throw this here. Ooh, not that much better, is it? I'll mulligan this too. I would like to co-host stream with you, says Hexen Rouge. Very nice. Mulligan this. Dang it. All right, we'll keep this. Well, we're not going to need this anytime soon. Thank goodness we're not playing for tickets here. Oh, and that's another thing. Even if this whole ghosting charade wasn't happening, I wouldn't even want to play in this metagame right now. It's just too much Jeskai, and it's a very frustrating thing. Every once in a while, I'll throw something at it, but right, I'm just waiting for the Monday to come because we need some bans and we need them now, or the opposite end of the spectrum. We need everything unbanned, and let's just have a Wild West format and see what the hell, where everything falls, and reconvene in a few months. One of the two extremes, I think, has to happen, because people saw in some texts of, like, just the article that Shirazman just posted up there, and I posted at the top of the show. There are people that are just like not playing because they just in physical card places now, because they just get tired of running into Jeskai decks, and it happens. It's ridiculous. So yeah, I think Kendra had a cool article, and she was calling for an unban on Invigorate, which, just like him, I don't think it'll do much of anything. I think you're going to see a little upsurge, and people are going to go, oh wow, look, an Infectless went 5-0, and it's like, yeah, that happens quite a bit even without it, just here and there. It's not like it's going to put up steady numbers. A bit too much hate out there in the format. And how crazy am I, right? Playing, trying to force through Infect and probably the heaviest removal metagame of all time. But in those cases that you run into the rogue list that isn't doing that, or you come prepared, it's all good times. Ooh, hey, look at this. We got fairies against this. I think this is the new blue deck. They call it Blue Stompy, which makes no sense to me. Just call it, Blue Steroids or something, right? But it uses Sunken City. If you could bring that up, Shiraz, I'd really appreciate it. Gives all blue creatures at a very hefty price, but what are you going to do outside of Retrace with your extra lands? You might as well pay 2 blue mana and keep moving with that. So instead of rocking like this, let me go, that might get out quick, but they're not going to do it anytime soon. I'll drop this. There it is. Thank you for that. Yeah, Hexen Rouge, it can happen. It rarely does, though. They have to have everything else, too. You know what? I am going to attack with this because I have another one in my hand. All right. I guess they don't have mutagenic. Little sneaky duress there. I'm actually, it's kind of very relaxing playing these. I play real seriously solo, and only about once or twice a week now that the Jeskai Menace is out. Sometimes I'll just get that itch where you're just like, I think this will work, and then you face everything but what you're ready for, and we've all been there. But I'm truly trying to convince myself to not play Sunday because I'm not going to play Tron and I'm not going to play Jeskai. And I'm sure I will become the victim of one of those rapidly and probably consecutively. And then I'm sure there's going to be some sanctuaries thrown in there too. It's just outrageous. Let's see, this deck just can squeeze out of anything, it seems like. All right, let's get things moving here. 2-1. This looks like more of a traditional build so far. Don't know yet. Yeah, but I really like that new, they call it Blue Stompy if you want to check it out. Not that Caleb needs any. He posts a video. It's got like all our videos combined, links times 10. It's just like, God, I don't know how he does it, but kudos to him. As long as Pauper's getting noticed, good times. All right. Fairy Seers coming back down. Here we go. So as you can see with the card frame and the little border here, I just can't wait for October. Halloween's my favorite month. Or October, I should say. I just call it Halloween. Having a good old time. And yeah, so I'm not sure. I'm sure I'll play a league between now and the bans, maybe even a few. I've got really, that's the worst point, is I have nothing but time for the next like 2 weeks, and then my life gets crazy. So this time next week will be the last Pauperganda, probably for October, and probably on a Friday, because if all goes well, if you're new to the show or you didn't join us the last week or two, I've got an amazing work opportunity. Things are going really well, and I'm just going to looks like I'm going to be a working stiff Monday through Friday in the best of ways, and so I'm really looking forward to that. So yeah, it'll be good times. Let me do this. You know, just so he doesn't have any shenanigans, I'm going to just sacrifice this to himself. Boink! We'll rock like this. We get stuff back all the time. Watch him have mutagenic here. Nothing worse than watching YouTube MTV video and half of it is waiting, says Power Slouch. Huh? Oh, see. I gotcha. Very cool. Good to know, Power Slouch. All right. Yeah, I've got a few little tutorials and stuff, and then we had a little thing. I just can't make rhyme or reason of it. If there's anything about editing, I definitely know about it, but it just it's strange. Yeah, I know a little bit about editing. Okay. Boy, that's some beautiful art on the Fairy Seer. Yeah, we've got quite a horror-tastic show today. If you've been watching the show for a year or two, you'll have seen probably most of what I'll show today, but I try to only hold it for Halloween. We've got the the Horror Gore Galore commercial, which is pretty graphic, but it's just an homage to a lot of the removal in Pauper, and a few swamp promos with very Halloween themes and Quay Brothers and things like that. So know that intro I did about a year back, but I've been purposely holding it to not use it for a while. Boy, you know, I'm wondering if this did this for this dude in Seattle. We double mulliganed, and now we're stuck at 2 lands. This kind of blows here. We do get a lot of value out of these dudes, but man, oh man, one more land, and we're kind of in this. I don't really want to walk right into a Spellstutter Sprite. I think I'm just going to... I'm going to hold back. I don't even have a play after that. You can hard cast it if you want to. Ooh, where is it from? Looks cool, huh? Oh, that's a take on a Hendrix Gin campaign that I helped work on, and at that point, there's almost no editing. That's just all After Effects and what's called Maya. It's a very, yeah, this is definitely the Sunken City deck. Very hardcore software program. Campaigns like that just take eons, and then they just never see the light of day. And it's like, you know, it's so magic related and stuff. And like, I'll cannibalize it for our Pauper love here and see what we can do. But yeah, if you want to support Hendrix Gin, that's cool. That'd be funny if they become like a sponsor and couple like that would ever happen. You can dream. Well, if we don't get like a Crypt Rats here, hey, look at that. Be nice if we had land though. I mean, what do you call? Outside of Vapor Snags, we don't really have too much going on here. I'll save that to block the Shinobi. Man, oh man, we don't get a swamp here. This is getting depressing. Yeah, we were really trying to forego this. If you remember, we double mulliganed, and it's like, okay, I'll hold it too. We're going to draw one and the next gazillion cards. Nope, guess not. Well, I don't want that thing to keep getting us, so I'm going to double block it. I could do little tricks. They've got Vapor Snags and stuff. I'm going to wait to be the reactionary factor here, and we're 2 for 1 in ourselves, but we do have Death Denied in a lot of ways to bring things back to life. Right now, we're just trying to stay alive. It looks like, ooh, another one hits. Well, you know, we've already seen a Vapor Snag. If we don't get a swamp here, this is going to be over real quick. Should have like 5 lands out by now. I don't think the list is really skimping on them, but what are you going to do? That thing really does add up. At first glance, you're like, oh my god. But then you look at the ninjutsu cost, you're like, boy, that's a good deal to make a creature each turn. Outside of the Stony Brook Schoolmaster or Midnight Guard. Okay, I've seen enough of fate handing me a big middle finger in the form of no swamps. Let's see what we're going to get here. I don't want it for a boring beatdown show. Let's have some competitiveness here. Good grief. Okay, well, that was horrifically unfair. Okay, there is a cheat sheet that's up with regards to this list, but I'm not going to go for it. Just to, if you want it, I think it's at the, I sent Shiraz a link to that too. If you don't mind bringing that up, Shiraz. If you like this deck, I doubt you do after seeing what just happened. But hey, it's only one game, right? Let's see if we can pull this out. Ha! All right. Well, I'm going to take out the feeders. Majority of them. I would like to get a flying blocker in here. And let's bring these dudes in. We'll take out all the feeders. We'll go like this. All right. We've got 22 lands. It felt like we had 15. There it is. Yeah. So that's the link to this deck, and this is the updated list for it. Let me just double check here. Yeah, we got multiple Crypt Rats. We've got sweepers. I don't even think Jeskai could have wiggled out of that. Of course, Astrolabes would have helped probably draw into all the lands, right? We've got plenty of sac effects in the everything from the edicts to the Plagued Rusalka and such. I just remember a lot of the matchups against that. They tend to take out the feeder there if they have bounce removal and such. Yeah, I want to play first. Okay, 3 lands. We've got removal, draw. This is good. Good times. Let's keep. Yeah, last thing I want to do is pile up a feeder and a beetle to get it nixed, especially against a bounce list. All right. Power's loud. Yeah, no kidding. Tron Beetle, what's up? I think that's the first time I've seen you chime in. Thank you for joining us, especially in the chat there. Yeah, so we're going to play at least 3 decks today, maybe 4. Call it a day, like I said. Couldn't be a better time to not play tournaments right now if you don't like seeing the Jeskai Menace. Come prepared for it, and you face everything but it. Play anything outside of it, and that's all you seem to see. It's just the way things seem to be rolling out there. So, all right, well, let's drop this. With Death Denied here, we've got remove. I'm fine trading this. If he wants to trade tempo for the, we don't really have too many ways to make the Plagued Rusalka really start churning till mid to late game. So, well, thank you for that, Tron Beetle. We're playing a good deck for your moniker there, being that we're playing Mortician Beetle. Do I think Jeskai survives? I mean, you got to put that in context. I'm sure there's going to be people probably like me. Like if it gets to be unplayable, I'll probably be the one that'd be like, oh, check this out. I'll try to revive it. But I'm sure there's going to be, if it just depends. I mean, if they throw the book at it, No, but there's going to definitely be a week or two of fall off of people trying, like, hey, check out Cloud Shift or, all these other attempts. So we'll see. Let me see here. I think we attack. Okay, Barren Moor, I see you. Yeah, I think I want to keep that back. That Death Denied is really going to pile up here. Okay. Now we could get through the Crypt Rat. That'd be pretty cool. They would have to use bounce. For the tempo of that, I kind of like that swing. Of course, then they would just... Let's play this a little safe. We'll go here. We can tragic slip a ninja. Something slips through. I like this. Or we're able to cycle the Moor now. Yeah, Power Slouch. It's probably the first evolution of it for sure. Okay, we're really going to need a opening here. Death Denied's a nice... Gotta remember, that's a nice instant, boy. We're able to play a little willy-nilly, recklessly, reset our board, come back. Quite the value engine there. Alrighty. Can't block these. Here we go. Taking damage. Let's cycle this. Cool. Okay, so now it's a question of what are they going to counter? Let's attack. We'll just start dropping fools here. Oh, it's all right. We got Death Denied on our side. Boink, boink, boing. We'll kill that. Oh, wait. Because we can Tragic Slip, make sure we'll be doing stuff on his turn. I just don't want to walk into a Spell Stutter counters everything build here. And plus we've got double Death Denied in our hand, so we can get a little wanton here. Hi, Sneak Fast. Hello. Sorry, I'm reading backwards in chat. Doesn't mean I just saw that. Cry of Contrition. Yeah, it's funny, Power Slouch, how much everything's kind of gone full circle, right? It's let's do this first. We'll say this one. We'll sacrifice this. This is the Sunken City we were talking about. It's funny, Cry of Contrition, back when Travis Wu had his Wu Rats build, that was a thing, and now it's like it's funny. Same with Death Denied. We're holding it in our hand right now. It's like it's that bandwagon mentality. People just, oh, that's okay to play again? Oh, sure, here. It's like it was never not a good card. It's just I don't know, just people get in that mood where it's just like, oh, huh, what? After a rough day, it's really cool seeing an email that the show is on. Oh, man, that makes my day, Sneak Fast. Thank you. Appreciate that. It's nice to hear. All right. Do a little bit of this after this. Doing. I should have waited till the end of the turn in case he had Vapor Snag. He could have just, well, no, he'd be out of life there. All right. There's nothing new under the sun, I guess. Very strange indeed. Okay, well, this is the new thing on the block. All right, well, we'll just target this and sacrifice this, and yep. Make him lose 2 life and lose his bear too. Doing. All right. Now we have a... Yeah, we've got it. Let's... We've got the opening. Let's take it. We're going to Death Denied here. Let's get back the Rusalka. and both of these dudes so we can draw cards. Boing! Refill that hand. Blop. Feels pretty good. They fixed the Goblin Grenade bug today. I didn't know it was bugged. What was the bug? What, did it just crash? I've never seen so many bugs. Well, that's a lie. I've often seen this many bugs way long ago, but recently they just seem to be happening about, I don't know, every 2 days there's some new update or some new bug. But what was it, Shiraz? Do you know? Was it legit? Oh, Desert had some bug too. Yeah, Desert sure went away quickly, didn't it? Delayed removal gratification greatly exaggerated, while also I think the new lands, the new set, and things like Ephemerate greatly underappreciated. All right, Rusalka time. Well, I'm gonna throw these dudes out. Boop. I'd like to get some rats here so I could start chewing up his hand. This is the one of the grindier lists out there, right? Pop this out. All right. I'll attempt this. Probably going to eat a Spellstutter Sprite. With the triple miscreants earlier, I'm sure he was just chomping at the bit to play this. There it is. Maybe there's a Vapor Snag waiting for our last one, which we don't care too much about. We've got Death Denied again, so when you Crypt Rats, you can just wipe the board. The next deck I'm going to play will probably be this, the mono black version of this. I mean, this is mono black. What am I trying to say? I'd say just my rogue version of this, where it's like a hybridization of pretty much using Faerie Macabre and Death Denied in a mono black shell that's a lot more traditional, not with the Rusalka build and such, but we shall see. So yeah, if you're like me, you want to be playing a lot of Pauper, but boy, you sure don't want to be entering these tournaments. They are getting, like I said, I've been playing over probably a decade online, solo at least. A lot more than that, I think. I'm not sure anymore. It's so crazy. Anyway, since whenever the beginning was, but it's I've never had this much unfun playing Pauper. I still like to play it, but man, I just get in that mode where I'm just like, here we go, womp womp. Alrighty. Well, we could do this, or we could do that. We could drop double these things. That would be good times. We've got the Tragic Slip coming down. Let's attack with let me see. Yeah, with everything. Yeah, it's been way more than a decade, I know. I just, like I said, I blink and I'll say something to my wife. I'm like, oh yeah, I think was that like a year ago? And she goes, that was 10 years ago. I'm just like, oh my God. Just feel like, oh, geez, craziness. Kills ya. All right, hard counter. There it is. Booyah. All right. Let's bring out a rat. He wants to return that. That's cool. Eternal Blink. Nice one, Nimchimsky. I like it. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, you could play Eternal Blink, and maybe it's like a creature, and it would just randomly turn the next card on your library into something that wouldn't, not necessarily that's banned, just like something from just ancient time. Like you'd open up like a Felden's Cane or a Library of Lang. You'd be like, oh, all right. Which, yes, I have thought of doing, especially with that new lockout. Oh my gosh. I'm just like, okay, well, I guess that's a thing now. So he's got a Sprite in hand. We're going to do this. Probably not the best deck to stream for me. Grindy decks are fun when you can focus, but when you're trying to narrate a show and do stuff, it's not the easiest. Yeah, that's right. Razor Golems. Yep. My first attempt in the Pauper scene, I think, it was because of some old guy. He had a White Weenie list, and I was all in on that. And I even had Shades of Trocare, which had the Suspend. And if you asked me back then, I'd be like, you got to have at least three or four of those in your deck. And now it's like, God, who would play that? Because the removal's just gotten so outrageously good now. So, you know what? Before I even do anything, I'm going to main deck Corrupt. Boink. See if he's got what he's got. Cool. We're back in it, baby. We'll attack. We got him on the run, Copper. Knight of Circe. Yes, yes, yes. Those were the days, man. Power Slouch. You're bringing it back. Good times. Knight of Circe, not out of the question anymore either. I mean, what the... what's he going to grab here? Well, something already died. Let's just keep the battlefield clear, shall we? Boing. The Plagued Rusalka not doing too good against Sunken City, but as you can see, that upkeep's not that big of a deal. This is where real life beats playing online, because you can just stuff 2 islands under this if you're playing at a kitchen table, but playing online, it gets a little ridiculous where you're just like, ugh, come on. Man, we can get back 5 creatures. Do we even have 5 creatures? 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 3 creatures. So if we purposely kill everything, we can get it all back with Death Denied. That is crazy power. I can see why, if you have the time to learn this deck, why it's so deluxe. I don't mean that in a selfish way. Okay. Down goes the Phantasmal Bear. Edict's in the house. We can EOT this and just attack here. Holy crap. Or should we? Gosh, what do we want to get back? Yeah, they're going to be in such a hurry to get something out. Let's, that'll be fun. Oh my gosh, Death Denied. This feels like a Christmas morning. Let's just do it now. We'll get back this, and this. Pay that. Okay. This is just like Merry Christmas in October. Max Walsh, you are correct. That feels incredibly busted. I haven't played that since probably 2008. Wow. And a deck that's just throwing stuff out. That feels pretty awesome. Nightmare Before Christmas. Man, Nemchimsky, you've taken your vitamins, my friend. All right, let's attack here. Yeep, yeep. Kravokia Miss. Yeah, there's an illusions list. I like that. Plus, that new ninja has the illusion. You could, there's a, oh, is Nichols in the house? I don't know if you got a chance, man, Nichols had one of the cooler decks I've seen in a while at the, Pauper Classic Tuesdays. He ran a Changelings list with the Griffins. You know, the Griffin. You can have a 4/4 flying Griffin on turn 2, and he ended up getting like the top 4 or something with it. But yeah, I was really impressed. It was a very cool list there. So, all right. Well, we can we could drop Rats if he's got counter. Let's just see what he's got here. Was that oops all birds? I don't think so. Yeah, Perilous Research is very underplayed right now. I remember that didn't like get uncovered. It was kind of like Death Denied or Cry of Contrition. It was remembered. And when it came out, I remember all the Affinity pilots. There was just like this 3-week chunk of Affinity where it was like, God, is everybody playing this? And it would just seem like it could draw just. And then it got too selfish and it got away from why it worked, and then the hate came in and blah blah blah. But yeah, Perilous Research is nuts. If you're running blue and need some last minute thing, good times. All right, so cool. Just the other day, SpaceX was out. We live right near a park. Our living room looks out to it. SpaceX was sponsoring some little group together, cohesive group tank thing. And they had bow and arrows with bird blunts on them in this whole obstacle course, and they were playing Capture the Flag. And I was like, oh, my God, do you guys need an editor? I did ask. Applied there plenty of times. Not many more. Stoked about, you know what? I want to bring in at least one feeder here. Chittering Rats felt pretty underwhelming in that matchup. I'm just not really liking Chitter. I have the new artwork. I just forgot to include it there. I can actually. We'll take out a Beetle. I'll just do a 3-1 split here. Boink. No. I'm in Southern California. I live near Marina Del Rey. Yeah, they're right down the way. In fact, they're launching like the new gigantic rocket in just a few days, I think. I don't know why this program wants to do that. One more land again. You guys ever brew like that? You make a deck and all the numbers are right, and it just doesn't want to agree with you until you do something weird, like you add one, or you lose one, or you change the art, and all of a sudden it plays. I swear there's algorithms or something. Okay, that made sense. Nothing to a lot. Get it. All right, we'll keep this. Throw one of these back. Got plenty. Boink. We got a pretty good hand here, especially against Fae, unless Sunken City shows up soon. But the problem with Sunken City is that it eats up all that time early. But hey, remember I was playing that about a week or two ago in our Can't Touch This Blue Shell. I think there's 22 lands in this. And the game 1 and game 3 beginning sure doesn't feel it, but that's some pretty cool artwork there, ain't it? And that's why, I wanted to show the case this deck was a thing about 2 weeks ago, and it's like, you know what? Let's wait till the Halloween show. We've got rats. We've got all kinds of spooky spells and spirits roaming the bogs. So we all know I'm way too into Halloween, so I'm going to go for it here. Hey, where's our Chainers Edict when we need it? Sneak fast. Sometimes when I'm streaming, at least. Yeah, I can take these same lists, and the nanosecond I'm offline or whatever, it's just like, oh, thanks a lot. It's almost like I want it to still keep screwing up so that I at least know there's something there. But it feels like the Truman Show sometimes, I tell you. Well, I can't do much of anything here. I'm going to just block that. I want time on our side. I don't want him drawing into a lot of islands, turn on Sunken City, and then just crush. So let's block here. I wish this was permanently, but it isn't. Yeah, it always feels like I'm cheating when I brew with blue. It's like, wow, I get to like fix everything and then be able to say no to the person's best spell. It's like, God, why don't I always do this? I was born a contrarian, I tell you. I don't know what the deal is, but can't help it. Everybody goes right, I gotta go left. That's why I'm thinking, like, in about a week or two, you'll watch, I'll be playing some Jeskai list. I'll be like, nobody's playing that anymore. Everything got banned. It's like, check this out. But that's how you also get the new goods, right? I'm not sure how long we should wait for. This is a pretty aggro start. Oops. Slow up there. Let's do this and return that ninja advantage back to their hand. Define archetype. Oh, yeah, right. I see you. Well said, Tron Beetle. I get you. Yeah, Mezzo can't beat this metagame with blue. I don't know who could. I know he's been having some rough... Anybody trying his list and stuff, nothing against the list. It's just it's like, you're boxing that old image of somebody having their hand tied behind their back, and it's like, yeah, you can get in a few hits, and you might even knock out one or two people, but over the course of a boxing tournament, if that's the analogy, it's going to not go so well. It's like, hey, look, they're drawing cards, and they have access to every color's best stuff. Oh, and they're playing blue. Good times. Hey, Tron Beetle, we are of the same ilk, my friend. That's how I feel. All right, so we've got a Fae coming back. Oh, how long to wait on the trigger here. This new blue Anthem style deck, Anthem meaning like Sunken City effect, you got to give it a little bit of a... I mean, that's 6 damage. That's half our life next turn, and if that other one hits, that's quite a bit. I'm not quite sure. I really, really, really want to get... You know what? We've got the opening here. Let's make them over-invest here. Let me do this. Got an opening to get 4 of our life back. That way, if I drop a swamp, I can rally off Crypt Rats and feel good. So I was playing the new artwork for both Chittering Rats and Prismatic Strands, but Prismatic Strands most recently. And I had to go back to the old artwork, even though it's inferior, because I'm just so attuned to it. I tend to not do much reading of the cards. I'm more of a visual-based person, and I was just like, I missed the card. It was a casual game, but I was like, oh my god! I was like, because I thought like, oh, that's an interesting card, and I was just like, it's Prismatic Strands. It's like, but I'm so used to that artistic trigger. Okay. All right, that's what we wanted to see. Boom, boom, boom. Let us wipe the board. I see no real reason to not do it now. In case they've got a mutagenic or something, at least we won't be taking the upper end of it. Hold down control, just because. Zap this for 2. Go to 12. Opponent's at 18. We've got a nice Death Denied reset. Boy, I'm telling you, 2 of these in a black shell feels really good. I think 3 is a little overkill. 2 feels really good. I mean, it just says draw 3 creatures that you want right now. Yeah, slow motion. Never quite gotten that one to work. Fade away, however, that can see some love. Can we survive? We shall see. Well, there's that. He's more likely to do this. Let's rock this. Might get a bear. Bear or a blade. We'll drop this. All the while setting up more nasty turns with Death Denied, hopefully. We might eat a Vapor Snag here if my spidey senses are correct. Nope. Alright. Ooh. That's half our life, folks. Let's take a bit of it out. Chomp. Come on. Well, that helps. See Rusalka, the rats. I think I'll do it on upkeep and take 6. That's going to suck. I mean, we've got Rusalka. We can get back Rusalka. Block, trip it on itself. That's not going to do too much. I think the best play here is just to take the damage. And then at the upkeep, in case they do have a hard counter here, before the draw, we'll try to get back as much as we can here, making sure that we get back Rusalka, Crypt Rats, and Chittering Rats. Do we have enough? Hey, might as well grab them all, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, refill. Unless they got a hard counter. Hey! Screw all those other draw spells. They leave you with lands when you're flooded already. Come on down to Death Denied. We got your cards. We're going to be at 3 life if we don't watch out, though, and Crypt Rats isn't going to do much about that. But Rusalka is going to reset this Ponder. Crucial block. And it's going to be able to chew up those Phantasmal Bears, hopefully. Gotta watch my time. 7 minutes. Woo! Oh, and for you hardcore Pauperganda fans out there, our Moon Cheese Baby skit is all set, as is the creepy little baby promo popper thing. Yes, says Nimchimsky. I try to keep it. In the old days, that was like every 2 or 3 weeks because I didn't have much stuff to roll to, but anymore. MOHAHHAHAA. All right. I can do this. Let's get rid of something. Bring these both back. Ouch. Well, I'm glad I didn't lead with the Rusalka. Yeah, I've adjusted things as much as I can. Ooh, boy. This is making our decision real easy here. Okay, well, we can't rat. I definitely want to bring this dude out. Block with one, shoot the other, but I got to keep one open for it. We're just going to go like that. The other option was to die a slow death. Double gut shot. Hopefully they don't draw the other one. We'll see. I'm not afraid of ghosting when there's no money on the line. I don't care. You'd have to be a whole other kind of person to do it, to do that. Yeah. I guess, yeah, you could take that both ways. I thought you meant it as a joke there, Hexen. Sorry for the airplane there. We're still getting a little bit of sunlight today. We'll say this one. We'll pay this, and we'll sacrifice this since it dies anyway. Doink. Bye-bye, bear. Illusion, be no more. A ghost revealed you. It's funny how many people don't even notice, so sometimes I'm just like, what was I doing? Sometimes it might be funner to just do it this way. So, and there's no drawback. Plus, I can be a little bit better host. I don't have to be so worried about plays and stuff. Like that even stopped me. I was always worried about being a host first, and it's always admire streamers that can. Every once in a while, we'd have a 5-0, but it was few and far between because it's hard enough to do, and then try to be a host and roll the commercials and blah, 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 blah. Ooh, let's be careful we don't do that. 2, 3. Let's do this. We could use our edict, but I want to wait. We're going to have to use our Crypt Rat and just into Rusalka bait. Okay. I guess that's better than losing it. Well, we can block one. We can shoot the other one. Let me bring this dude out. I can't afford to get hit at all. Let's kill this. I'll shoot this. If he's got a vapor snag, we're going to be in pain. Oops. Oh! Sunken City beats me. No! There we go. We lose off of the screw up. About the only way this doesn't come through is if he blocks here, but there you go. Talk about what I was just talking about, prismatic strands, right? I'm used to the old art, and I have it, and I don't even see it because I'm like, they say that about drivers. You're looking for cars, not motorcyclists or pedestrians, and that's why a lot of those injuries happen. Same sort of thing. I'm like, spell stutter sprite. I got this. Dink. Oops. Sunken City. We lose. But we lose all of nothing. We only gain knowledge, my friends. Woo! So that's some injustice done to Max Walsh's deck outside of the Sunken City tech, which he never had to run into, but sure it was there, just nobody playing it. We're going to play something else. Anyway, guys, I'm going to roll to a commercial here. Refill my coffee. I suggest you do the same. We'll be playing some more Rogue right back after this. Yeah!
I'm talking, of course, about prejudice against astronauts. Please, laugh. It helps the healing. Now, as we all know, NASA has been sending...
Good Lord intended for man to walk on the moon, then we had been born with cement feet.
I agree. My community does not need astronauts defying gravity in front of my children.
That's right. Driving their moon buggies through our neighborhoods all time of night, playing that theme to 2001 really loud on their Cosmo blasters.
Folks,
Astro-Nazis.
this is a perfect example of what's going on. There is a serious cultural clash in this country. So in the spirit of opening those lines of communication, I'd like to introduce you all right now to a real astronaut, Lieutenant Mike Birchwood. Mike, come on up, Mike. You mind coming up here and give me a hand?
Watch out! He'll try to stick an American flag in you.
That's not all he'll stick in you.
Look, just because I've spent some time outside the Earth's gravitational pull doesn't mean that I'm different than you.
They can't eat normal food and they're addicted to Tang.
That's not true. I drink Tang because I like the taste.
You like the taste of recycled urine.
That's completely insane.
Astronauts eat breakfast upside down.
I have only eaten breakfast upside down 2 or 3 times since I got back from my last mission.
You folks better watch out. They're covered in astro germs. Just last year, an astronaut moved into my neighborhood. Simultaneously, all the leaves started dying and falling off our oak trees.
Was that month October?
September, October.
Yeah, it's called fall. It happens every year. Now sit down. Mike Birchwood is a man, just like you and I. A man who'd probably like nothing more than to settle down, meet a nice woman, raise a family.
But the problem is, most women are afraid to touch me.
That's right, ladies. He'd make you infertile on account his sperms from another time continuum.
I will not fornicate with you. With your juicy astronaut lips and your firm astronaut buttocks.
I think there are several issues going on here.
I would gladly trade all of my walks on the moon for the simple caress of a woman.
I will not touch your bottom. Stop begging me.
Who's begging you?
We don't need no moon cheese baby!
What the hell is a moon cheese baby?
He's talking about how the moon is supposedly made of cheese.
Regardless, how would you end up with a baby made out of it?
You tell us!
Back. Sorry for the break there, guys. I did refill and empty out all kinds of things. Caffeine in. Woo! All right. Yes, I know. Upright Citizens Brigade. It's so hard to find. There's like an entire season that's just gone. They never released it or anything. It's so craziness. So, yeah, I want to play first. What are we playing? Hey, it's one of my favorites. It is my favorite. Who am I lying to? All right, we'll keep this. Generally, with Infected Snow, you want to keep anything with a double draw or a creature draw, any sort of boost. So, logic being here, sometimes you drop double strength and you wait on like maybe a mono blacklist and you just blitz through with a 3, 6, 9, right? 3, 6, and then Reckless Charge 9, 10, bink, you're there. Good times. Good thing is, if Astrolabe does get banned, there's a lot of ways that this deck still works, and outside of mono black, there's a lot of good things for it. So, but look at that, mono black. Hey, we got Unearth, we got a Apostle's Blessing. We can still get there. Good times. A League of Gentlemen. I haven't even checked that out. I'll have to, my friend. That's cool. But so, like, if this is like a Goblins or RDW deck, Apostle's Blessing hurts, but it does turn everything into just kind of a pseudo, what's the word? I'm just going to build here. Pseudo Blighted Agent, that's what I was trying to say. It's a one-color deck. Apostle's Blessing is gas. You can see we've already got lethal if we just draw right. One more land and we're there. It's an English classic. Send me a link there, Shiraz. I'll have to, or if you have in the past, maybe the one skit didn't talk to me. I don't know. I'll have to see. All right. Give me a land. All right. We're free. Hopefully we don't have to live through a fire blast here, but we still can. I just hope it's on our turn. But even if all hell breaks loose, we can unearth it. You can see why I like this deck so much. It's like 95% as fast as traditional Infect in most cases, with all the flexibility. So this is a very good analogy where I was just saying how blue decks, it's like, oh, I'm blue, I have everything. And now I do have everything because of Astrolabe. Infect with this list is kind of that way too, even in a metagame where it's just kill that, lightning bolt, scred. And now, verdicts and all these things. I just 3-2'd yesterday with it, and the only 2 losses I had, let's see. I beat the Greenland Destruction, which shouldn't be a surprise. Then I beat Just Guy, and lost to Mono Black. And the Mono Black, they were very, very close game 3s that I lost. It wasn't like a wipeout or anything like that. So, yeah, if you like Infect, I don't think it's dead. In fact, I think this list is crazy good. So he's keeping a blocker back, which we all know that they're not ghosting, right? Like he would do that. Not even a tournament. It's like, You have to be a pretty pathetic individual. Okay. So this game's over. I don't even think a... yeah, Fire Blast doesn't even save him here. But it's a very relaxing feeling to drop Apostle's Blessing and then go from there. I'll drop this first, just in case. Make sure everything's red. Okay. We don't have anything red. Okay. You know, right now, you see, I could even, like, let's just pay for it, right? That's a nice feature. Might as well. Call red. And there we go. Where did my pen go? No. Ah. I must have left it near the coffee pot. Son of a gun. All right. Well, one down. More to go. Soulsfire is not going to do anything in this matchup. I only like one ranker in this matchup. And only one reckless charge, being that we're going to bring in all of our masks here. Protection from red kind of sucks sometimes with reckless charge. Oftentimes you want to put it on the thing that isn't getting hit. But in the meantime, we will go that route. We have one card to get rid of. I'm actually going to take out one of these. This is a bit of overkill. Bring in 2 moments peace. And we'll go from here. Woo! I can actually play a game versus you. I just got now. Oh, cool. Good times. And feel free to, yeah, I've got another deck to show. This one's fast enough. I might play this one 2 or 3 times and then finish off with the new take on Mono Black. Which I took to, I think I had a 2-3 and a 3-2 and then 1-4-1 with a Mono Black list. But, yeah, just... Okay. We've got our hate online. Only one creature, but we do have draw and we do have the boost. And we're on the draw. I'm going to keep this. All because we can draw a card. But yeah, there's that other enchantment that does it after the fact that I think could replace the Astrolabe if you like this list. And Astrolabe gets banned in a few days. We'll see. Jackal Familiar in the house. All right. A little more redundancy. All right, let's get our mana right. Hopefully we draw into a land. They tap out. Hey, there we go. And so we can play like crazy defense if we want to until we just build up the Seal of Strength. Sit back on Mask of Law and Grace blocks and go from there. So, I mean, like, this is normally a shutout right here, right? You got a mono green infect list. You're like, oh, man, shoot, how am I even going to live? They don't even care about their life. But it's over unless they've got something like a gut shot. They're like, okay, go ahead, man. It's like, all right, I will. Mask of Law and Grace. Black and red. It's pretty much protected from removal in the format outside of bounce. We're just here to play blocker until Seal of Strength and Vines gets big enough. We just go right on through and smash. We got to watch our life total because they can get ahead of us real quick here. I'll block this. It's wither damage, so he's permanently weaker now. Alrighty. So here's the drawback, right? Protected from red. That's the clunkiness, but small drawback, I think. We'll put this here. And yeah, I think I'm just going to sit here. So if he comes at me with Sparksmith 2, then, you know, you can Reckless Charge the Ichor Clawmer and just smash in for lethal. But this is true, Card Breaker. Good point. But now that Seal of Strength's there, it feels all right. But yes, always keep that in mind. Good way to kill Guardian of the Guild Pack. Flaring Pain. So many people don't know that one. And even more people don't realize that when they attack into an infect creature or they savage swipe it, their creature gets weaker. Let us sure, I'll just get rid of a so let's see, we've got 8 infect damage. We get one more booster. Well, we should be all right. There it is. So we'll kill him next turn. Seal of Strength keeping us honest. It's a complete shift in how you think about infect if you want to play this list. But yeah, our coffee supporters, I sent out it's completely different since then, but always trying to stay up to date on that when I feel like playing it. And I'm so itching to play this on Sunday because it is beating Jeskai, and a lot of the it has game against swamps. It's like, yes, the two, just being completely honest with you, I tend to play pretty even with mono black, and that's saying something for a infect list. This last one, very close 2-1 losses, but there's been plenty of times when I've been the 2-1 winner, and they're just like, you got so lucky, blah blah blah, and it's like, hey, what are you gonna do? All right, Hex and Rouge, did you want to play? Let me know, or just challenge me if you're at the CPU. Otherwise, I mean, it's no real community thing here, but if you have a preference, let me know. But I think I'm just gonna play this. Oh, Sir Patches, isn't that you? I thought that was. Is that Hexen? Don't you have a different name? I can't remember. All right, there it is. All right, actually, let's try the new. We'll try the new mono black with other stuff list. So, yeah. Or if you're listening, we're gonna try white infect. Let's see how this goes. So we really mix it up here. All right. Late game, because of this, I'll keep this. Let's rock. One of our awesome supporters, Hex and Rouge. Woo! Here we go. But yeah, if anybody out there, Shiraz, I'm gonna take a little bit of digging, but if you wouldn't mind going to gatherling.com and finding Nichols' Griffin list and maybe putting a link in the description for anybody, because I mentioned it earlier, but that really, you know, sometimes somebody will do something and you're like, son of a bitch, why didn't I think of that? And that was one of those moments where I was just like, that's neat. Not saying it's tier 1 or anything, but boy, very cool idea. Oh, thank you for that, Nimchimsky. I didn't know. I'm out of the loop, I tell you. All right. So we've got goodness here. You know you've been playing too much Magic when your clicking finger hurts. Note to self, about this time next week, I'm going to have to play left-handed because I'm going to be editing like crazy for a straight week in the whole corporate environment. Oh, thank you for that, Shiraz. I'm sorry, man. You are my right hand, my friend. Thank you. Especially now that Little Fight's the working stiff now, too. So, yeah, if you're rare to Pauperganda, you're going to hopefully like that we're going to... so here's my little homage to the metagame, Tron, and Blink decks. And you guys can laugh all you want. Relics are nice. This ends it. And this will save it. And in games like this, I can just play it and block. And it trips merchants. So I really like it in this style of list. But right now, I'm just going to stay alive since we've got free reign. And Oubliette, or however the hell you say it, comes out. We'll drop like this. And now it's no wonder what we're on. So Lovecraft in the house. Anyway, what I was getting at is when we return in November, plus or minus a week or two, I'm not quite sure when that's going to happen. It's very possible. 1, I don't like the job and I say no to it. Or 2, they don't like me. I don't really see that happening. No ego intended. I'm at the top of my craft, so it's kind of my job to say no to. But I think I'm going to say yes to it so far. I mean, they're paying top notch and everything. So, and then the benefits and all these other things. Anyway, so why am I saying this? Well, because Fridays at noon aren't going to be a thing anymore. It'll probably be like Saturdays. And I'm thinking like either 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Give our European friends and I think Brazil a little buffer zone. I'm not sure. So Kunstfräsen, have you ever tried graphics tablet for a mouse? Oh, interesting. I have Kunstfräsen. It's just one of those things I haven't invested enough time in it to really kind of go all in. All right, we don't really have to worry about graveyard. What is this thing? Whenever another white creature enters the battlefield, tap target creature and opponent controls. Well, I don't want that to exist anymore. Let's get rid of it. At the expense of a herring. Kill it. Defile. Nastiness. Well, just cast this. It always feels like cheating when you cast a fairy. It's like, wait a minute. It's a great card against the two biggest decks in the format. Or it's a decent flyer? Yep. And then when you add in the fact that it turns on the Gray Merchant and you can get it back with Death Denied mid to late game, we're talking good times. A 2/3 first strike. Uh-oh. Defile is pretty crazy. So yeah, hopefully I'll have a little video out solidifying. The problem is I won't know about this new job till like that week's over, and it'll be like that next week. So there'll be a little upheaval. Please bear with us. Got the holidays here in the States coming up, and so it'll be kind of a hit or miss here and there, but hopefully by Christmas time here in the States, or latest would be like the end of the year, we have a very solid, like every Saturday at this time, unless, you know, I'm on vacation or out of town. That's when it's going to go down, baby. Woo! Ric Flair style. Well, we can go back up to 20 life whenever we want. Now's a good time. Yeah, turkey time. You guys do that over... That's an American thing, obviously. I don't know if it's spread, though. It seems like every culture and everything seems to be spreading. People take every advantage they can to just kind of enjoy. I just found out, as big of a Halloween fan as I am, because of Drunk History, I found out that that's almost just over 100 years old. Just. I mean, I think it was like... I mean, it existed, but the way we know it now, the whole trick-or-treat, and it was this lady's... attempting to save her neighborhood from just getting thrashed, because the tricks in Trick or Treat used to be the main thing 100+ years ago, and people would just go on these, even kids, debauchery fest where they just destroy everything. And oh boy, these enchantments are getting the best of us. Got to defile the turkey, yes. All right, well, we can survive, I think, unless he's got some trick. Big old backside Gary here. Interesting list. It's an interesting take there, Edamon or Hexen Rouge, with that early blitz. You got the early attack aggro, and then you go in and enchant it and just really double down on it. It's interesting. Well, at this stage, I think it might pay to... I want to attack, but then I want to block, and then I'll get it back with Death Denied. I think that's the play. Don't really care about his yard in case we draw a Tendrils of Corruption. I'm just going to keep favoring swamps here. And I'm going to keep Gary back to block. Renown. I have to read this. Boy, that's a white card. Look at that art. Just golden light spilling everywhere. When it... Alrighty. Perry doing the dirty work. Here we go. Perry's going to get there. Glad I could bring some laughs your way, Shiraz, says Trombio. Very nice. My wife just saw Hamilton in the Bay Area. That's where she's out of town, too. Ooh, this is getting grim quick. Well, we're going to take 5, and then we're going to gain 6 and hit for 6. Can we survive? We shall see. Death Denied for 1. Feels dirty, but hey, when it's a Gray Merchant that you're doing, it feels pretty good. It gets renowned. Woo-wee. That's 11 damage next turn. Damn. Gary comes back. Ah, come on. I can't draw something else here. We got a good blocker. We're going to take 5, 8. Bam. We attack. Do they have any flyers? Ah, big swings coming, says John Vita. I know. It's going to be so cool if Faerie gets there. Macabre for the win. Macabre attack. That'd be very fitting if I'm able to finish off Hex and Rouge this game 1 with a flying Faerie. Well said, Shiraz. All right. Outside of a Anthem effect here at instant speed, I think we're all right. At 6, 8. We're at 16. Do I even have to block here? I don't. Do I want to? 8. 13. I don't want to go down to 3. All right. And it's a lot more manageable life total than 3. What do we got? What do we got? No flyers. No flyers. He's going to dig for 1, but that'll cost him 2 mana. Unless he's sitting on a land. Do we got it? Is Faerie going to get there? Thanks to Gary. Faerie and Gary tonight on Channel 6. That'd be sounds like some horrible 80s like news bump, right? It's Faerie and Gary every night at 6 with your weather at 7. Faerie and Gary. Heck with MBC. Who doesn't want to call their deck Faerie and Gary? That's good times. I have 1 Ashes to Ashes. Exile 2 non-artifact creatures. Does 5 damage to you, which is not much when you consider. I really, really love Okiba Gang Shinobi when you have 2 drops that nobody cares about. If I wasn't running Dusk Legion Zealot, I probably might only have 1 or 2 of these. But there's so many enter the play abilities with these that I just love it. It's just Rager's little brother there. All right. Not a fan of Rose in this one. This for sure. I think that's all I'm going to do, really. I don't really need Bogs, but not much I can do there. And again, they're not even using a graveyard, but hey, this is a good creature. What got us there? Chittering Rats would have lost us the game. That's a vacuum. There's going to be plenty of games where Chittering Rats keeps somebody from drawing the Expel, but I'm just saying the spell that you want to stop isn't one of, it's that recursion of 18 storm count, blankety blank. So if you can play Macabre main, why not? It's a good flyer. The worst it's going to be is a 2/2 flyer that kills Delver. Got to think of it that way. Harry, Gary, and Scary Faerie. Tonight at 11. I wish I had a whole studio with like really cheesy announcers and actors that can... Anybody other than me gets kind of tired either having your own voice on things or whatnot. I think that was pretty fitting, though, that Macabre got there. This is when you do like Unearth, right? You discard this targeting nothing and you bring it back for nothing. But this is a atrocious hand. Late game, irrelevant. Late game, and then plop. Sorry, speaking in sound effects. Much better. Keep this. We'll throw this out. I don't really care about our graveyards at this point. Let's keep up the speed. Woo! Better than Lilianas Specter, says Sir Osmond. That one's good too, but... Yeah, I always crack up when somebody has Kombaji Witches with like 1 toughness critters all over the place. I'm like, okay. It's an interesting strategy you have there. Alright. This little wafy dude must be a vegan. Check him out. Alright. Speaking of which, I was watching, was it football when the season started? I know Cam Newton from the Carolina Panthers, it was like, he was all like, oh yeah, I'm all into this vegan diet and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, and it looks like it. You're playing like crap. You're injured all the time and you've lost like 40 pounds in a bad way. Give me meat, please. There's a very funny documentary out there. Not funny, just enlightening, I should say, about pretty much nutrients equal death. Meaning there was a hardcore vegan. He turned into a vegetarian. She was vegetarian, went to vegan. And the more she researched what she was eating, it always ended in death, whether it was death of a plant or some sort of animal or whatever. And it was just kind of came full circle where it was just like, yep, what you going to do? An incredible article published a week ago that's claiming that Cam wasn't healing very quickly because of his diet. Yeah, that's no surprise. I'm all for being an omnivore. That's what humans are meant to do. Science points out one thing, that's great, but it's kind of like the electric car argument. That's wonderful in a vacuum, but to think of how much that takes out of the environment to make an electric car, it's like it's not this pristine sort of, hey, look at me, I'm helping the environment. It's like, those batteries do a lot of damage too. So I don't know. Here in Los Angeles area, you always get these fad diets. The funniest and the cruelest, I shouldn't even laugh, but I'm a cruel bastard, so I will. So blah, blah, blah. Anyway, was the whole vegan cats. I think it was Gwyneth Paltrow about a year or two ago. She had this thing, and oh my God, that was just redonkulous. It's just like, yeah, cats, there's a certain thing that they have to have flesh in order to just survive. And they weren't getting it. And it was showing. And the cats were dying. So that fad went away real quick. But I'm sure they were yelling it from the top of whatever very loudly. Yeah, sometimes she does need a slap. That's true. There's good famous people like Gates and Elon Musk, and then there's bad ones where it just goes to their head in all the worst ways. So, we got an edict. I'm going to play this for here and here. Bam! Ashes to ashes and dust to dust. Woo! Love this old artwork. We'll take 5. We got Gary Reset, Chainers Edict in tow. Bonds of Faith kind of precluded that they're, I think that he's going kind of all in. Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, let's get rid of that little aggro lord. I liked her in 7. Not very vegan the way she ended up in that. Da-dunts. All right, here we go. Turn on the life. Hopefully Gary gets things right. Give us a land. Come on. This is playing pretty well. We'll attack. Okay. Started listening to the Adam Carolla podcast. Feels like I'm channeling myself. Like his observations, though. Pretty good listen. All right. Come on, Swamp. No. Hey, that's pretty good, though. Well, let's chop this dude down to size. Feels like we're winning, but we're only at... Now we're going to be at 7. Boink. Let's keep things honest. Did I put the good one in here? Man, I hate this quote. Little Agnes Paper. I like the one that says, you sought me out, something, something. Why now do you hesitate? I love that Sign in Blood quote. This one, not so much. All right. We're getting grim on the life total. Gary's up next, folks. Woo. We'll play one more. I really mentioned to play that Infect Snow one more time. See what'll go down. No, she's a pretty good actress. It's just people just get, some celebrities just get a little too about themselves when it's just like, hey, stick to what you're doing. Nobody asked. If you get asked, that's fine. All right. Do we get real greedy? Let's get greedy. Woo! I'll drop Gary next turn. Why don't you find some white fire blaster plus whatever. I don't know. What am I talking about? Holy Light? That'd make me change my tune. And Nim Chimsky called it. Yeah. Here comes Olielai right on cue. Bam! You don't really, that's another good thing about these. You don't really plan to like, I gotta bring in Electricity to take out those damn Zealots. It's like, nobody thinks that way. That's why they turn into Okiba Game Shinobis so easily in other matchups. But Edamon, I think I got your number this time. Because this Gary's gonna swing things greatly. Woohoo! Do we have anything to throw out? We don't. Let's bring out this. This will get him within range. We'll attack with these dudes. Play the Cottage. Replay the Zealot. And then we got lethal next turn with the Rats if we don't want to do anything else. Remember too, I don't know what it is about this card, but if you've got enough, it comes into play as is. It doesn't come into play tap. So we'll say yes to that. I thought I said yes. Oh, on the top. I'm sitting here going, hey, remember what this card does, as I forget what it does. Cool. Gonna take a lot of wiggling to get out of this. Booyah. Yeah, and if you can, if you're hellbent on playing this weekend and you like black, really try to put in Crypt Rats somewhere, main, and in your sideboard. Best sweeper in the format. You get pros coming in and out of Pauper all the time. They always look at that card and they always tend to build around that one. And there's a reason. Handles everything. So, all right, Edmond. Good games back at you, buddy. Gonna be right back after a quick break this time, and we'll finish it up with another infected snow round, and then we'll call the Halloween show quits. But for right now, check this out.
Get swept with horror. As Pauperganda Studios presents all the classic horror films from the legendary Bojuka brothers. First, the 70s masterpiece, Howl from Beyond. Then, the fan favorite, The Faceless Butcher. Plus, the cult classic, Undying Evil. Followed by non-stop horror like Innocent Blood, Grim Harvest, Bloodseeker, Evil Presence, Twisted Abomination, and many more. A murderous mayhem marathon, Rakdos style. Don't miss Pauperganda's horror galore. Coming soon.
And we're back. And Chimsky, be careful when you text me in the thing. I can't really respond. I know I did that time, but all I can really respond is either a Y or an N. So actually, I hope he's going to bring in some heat, because I'm going to bring in infected snow. And if it's real fast, might play one more. But this is probably going to be the last one here, folks. Weird time in Pauper right now. Everything's up in the air. We're expecting a lot of bans coming down, and so it'll be an interesting week or two. So, like I said, if I got one land and double draw, I keep, especially if I've got this package I can win with. So we're going to say keep. We are on the play. Unlike normal Infect of Ages Past, everybody has 18 removal spells in their opening hand, so we tend to wait till the coast is clear. We'll say okay on this. Unless we had like a handful of lands. I always lead with Astrolabe first. It's a lot better in this list if you're if you like this style, just because of our Cave of Temptation. You can actually use it. Whereas the Abundant Growth sometimes can get a little bit clogged. Woo! All right. I'm glad he's on swamps. Always a challenge to go up against this list. So this is just refill time. Usually turn 3 is when this goes Nova. As you can see our hand here. Boom, 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 boom. Next turn. Hey, look at that. Starting to feel kind of good. Outside of a Snuff Out. Okay, looks like some sort of Orzhov build. It's funny, I'm such an impatient guy, but when I play Infect, you kind of feel like a viper waiting in the weeds. You're like, or a little sniper, right? Snipers just don't cover the ground. Like, you just wait. Come out behind that rock and bing! Ooh, Abysmal Gatekeeper. When it dies, we both lose. Okay. That'll suck if he has Gut Shot. And we'll play this. And we'll pass the turn. Unearth's a very nice card in this scenario where we're able to just kind of reset, or you have to treat it like your creature, 13 through 16, where you're able to just treat it as such. You can bring it out, get the removal out, see if, or let it tell you if they do have removal. It's kind of a free duress. But in this case, what I want to do is cycle it. Yeah, let's cycle here. Vine shows up. Temptation. I'm going to play for the slow roll here. There's an inevitability factor this deck has outside of Edict effects. It can get pretty crazy, especially with, Blighted Agent. As long as he keeps his color pie mixed up here. This will be interesting if he attacks with the Gatekeeper. Nope, he's keeping the 2 colors up. Now, if I didn't know better than him, Tim, you guys think you were ghosting me. Highly doubt. All right, here we go. I know he's mutant and such. Ooh, look at this hand. All right, well, we're going to keep waiting. Oh, I know, Hex and Rouge. I'm just poking fun. I know somebody on YouTube in a few weeks will be like, he wasn't it. It's like, I know, it doesn't that come through in my voice? Ooh, brutal. Now he can trip his own dude. When it dies, each player sacrifices a creature. So if he trips that and this dies, then he'll have to actually lose another creature too. I might just bring this out, bait a Reckless Charge, watch him trip rats, and then we've got... No, we don't have Unearth anymore. I was impatient. And I tripped it. We do have plenty of time left. My new addition, I think I have 1 or 2 main. Can't remember. I think it's 1 main and then 3 in the sideboard. Yeah, the Crypt Rats changes things, doesn't it? Alright, Gatekeeper's keeping things interesting. I think I'll hold back on the garden here. That's 22 on my hand. Yeah, if we could play it all in one turn, you're right. That's one angry plant. It's getting back at us for the vegan comments, right? Rah! Or is that even vegan? I don't even know what vegan is. I know it's more hardcore than vegetarian, and this is vegetarian, so it must not be that. This might be the... I would keep a white back unless he's got another white creature. Yep, good for him. All right. Not quite sure of all this fragility here. All right. Okay. Drop the seal. I'll drop here. Be pretty funny to trip this on that, right? I feel like black this last week, you know, I just got a little resurgence, and it's all about like, hey, I got edicts, and it's like, well, I got gardens. Definitely think they're in the plus there. I mean, their whole deck's built about killing you, and you only are running like 12, 14 creatures tops, probably including unearthed tricks. But hey, maybe I should run Death Denied in this, right? There's just not enough volume to even for it to matter. But playing very smart in Jimsky. Many more turns left. Another creature I've been wanting to brew around, maybe merging what we just played, right? Mono black and the, I have to keep looking at his name, I apologize. Max Walsh deck, where you run into Faerie Macabre main. I like that tech, obviously. Really saves you on a Sunday, but also, what was it? Mesmeric Fiend, if there's a way to trip that and keep bringing it back and feeding things like a Carrion Feeder and such. All right. Let's bring this out. We'll trip red on it here. Doink. Thank you, Shiraz. And you are all over it. Good times. There's that. Now, we're in enough low life here. We've got to got this. I can call an 8. This survives. It's gotta kind of coax him into playing that. Let's play it on this. Preserving our life. We do have a rats on the board and a skyfisher. He's careful here. I could be losing some stuff. We're really hiding the real threat here, right? Now then. So that's going to wipe out black if I call white. So I am going to try to go for a little bit of a win here. I'm going to go like this. Drop this on green. We'll go from here and say this. Now I know, full aware, it's going to wipe out his board though, and it's going to open up the kill next turn if he wants to go all in here with this. Yeah, we'll call this here. Well, oops. This was covering that. I thought he was out of those. Oh well. Friendly game. Boop. Okay. Well, this will be very fun. Yield through this turn. That was fun. I think we still got it. Can we flash back? We can with one more. It's a good hand to have when the board's clear. Even if... What do we have here? What sort of devilry is this? Yeah, my apologies. All that stack was held up in that mess there. Oh, I think he's going to get us here. All right. Well, we'll keep him honest here. Actually, We still gonna get there? This deck just seems to find a way, I swear. I love it. We'll go like this. Boink. Yeah, we can't get there. We can at least use one of them though, right? Should we use the one from our hand? Why not? Boink. Yeah, he can trip it twice. Be cool if we had the temptation out. We could have rolled that way, but attack! Raw! Yeah, I think I'm just gonna let that go. Gatekeeper not doing too much. We get a unearth, we still win. Pit Keeper shows up. This is a fun little matchup here. Going and grabbing. What did he grab? I guess it was Skyfisher. To grab Pit Keeper. Hey, remember I had that deck called Scorekeeper? Ran kind of a similar engine there. One mana out. If we get a unearth, we would just win here. Outside of a amazing card or something. Uh-oh, 2 swamps. And he's not playing anything. Shows you. Look at the amount of hate that the deck has. And we're still just... The trigger's there. It's like Russian roulette. If we draw right, that's good times. A little more expensive than a 1, 2, 3. I don't think we can get there. We've got the 1. Yeah, it's not enough. But we might as well use our yard while we got it. We'll drop here from here. Maybe he doesn't have a... Forget what he put in there. Attack! Oh, shoot. Ah! I had the win! See what I mean? Reckless charge at 7-9. Gosh darn it. I apologize. It's the second time I could have won. I want him to have removal here. Please kill it. Then I won't feel as bad for missing this Alpha Strike. Please kill it, Nim. You must have a damage-based spell. That or it's a bluff. I'm just going to let this hit. What's he got? Makes you wonder. I'm very curious if he has it. God, I feel like an absolute jackass if he just had nothing in his hand there. Gotta cast Reckless Charge first. Son of a gun. There it is. Well, excuse me. At least I can trip that. Okay. Let's, 1, 2, 3. Attack with this Skyfisher. You just win there, don't you? I think he's still in the life plan. Danger Mouse. It's always fun when you're on infect and the person's worried about life. It's like, okay. Well, this is interesting. We can kind of force him into a situation here. 2, 3, 4. Are you going to let it go? That kills. Yeah, we can't do much with that. Okay. We trip that, he does that, and we're dead. Okay. I am so curious, Nim, if you had it or not. I sure hope you did. It'd make me feel a lot worse. I mean, a lot better. I missed that Alpha Strike hit. Okay. Well, that's a whole lot of blacks. We're bringing in all of this. I think with this base deck, I'm just going to bring in one more garden. Oh, there's one of these right out of the gates. There's one of these. This. And I didn't see much along the way of Chittering Rats, but same sort of logic. It's more about the sneaky smash. I actually like Rancor. Excuse me. I actually like Rancor when I'm playing against Jeskai. Reason being, once I get a Mask of Law and Grace, isn't that what it's called? Yeah. It's always fun to enchant and really speed up the clock there. Or on a, obviously, Eckerclaw Mur and such. But it's definitely, it's funny. It's an Infect deck, and it's always the card I'm like, I even played a version of it the other day without any of them. I was just like, hey. Well, I mean, we could bring in Pulsamoros. I think that's a little overkill. It's mostly there just for Burn. Burn's a very tough matchup for this list. All right. Well, this is going to get around a lot of stuff. And that being the case, let's just go all in with this and say, let's see how much ridiculous amounts of hate we can brew. Nah, that's a little overkill. All right, here we go. Woo! Love this curve. 18 lands, stops at 2. Good times. And plenty to do. We got a lot of flashback. Some of our land sacrifice at 4 and then put those bonuses on things. But this is gross. We don't like this. We'll mulligan this. Clunky, but it'll work. We'll keep it. We've got our Thrasher. What card shall we put? Let's put this one. It does the same as this one, and it costs twice as much. Done. Let's put out our insurance policy against Abyssal Gatekeepers. Boink. And just the correct first turn play. We'll go from here. Ooh, that's another card we like to see. That's a counter, folks. A counter, I tell ya. Bring this out. We've got vines for it. That's good times. Let's bring out another one. We'll keep on this next turn. Normally a Kilhani Garden, if I'm saying it right, in an Infect list, it tends to feel slow. In this one, it kind of feels, so far I've only played it for about 24 hours because of the Black Menace gearing up again and there's edicts everywhere. But what I mean is, it used to feel like it cost you a turn. In this one, it's kind of a, like a counter fighter in the MMA, right? You just kind of wait, boom, and you hit them on the back pedal or whatever. It's not really like coming at you like Mike Tyson, where it's just like groundswell, get out of my way. There's just too much removal out there right now. Gotta pick your poison. All right, let us I'll do it next turn. I'll be able to, that'll be that. I'll be able to pump. There could be an argument that we play it now, because we could vines now. Yeah, next turn it'll cost everything to put that counter on there. And I believe the counter sticks. It doesn't have a color, so I'm actually going to play this now. Boop. Okay. Oh, he wouldn't ghost, nah. Nim's one of us. And why, again, I mean, why would anyone ghost on a match that doesn't matter? It's almost more pain than it's worth. This way we're able to, yeah, we'll be able to pay for the vines and the mask and swing. Can we kill? That'll be 8. Yeah, we might be able to. If you're going up against Infect, I almost don't even want to say this, but you just need to do stuff on your turn. Common knowledge for a lot of people, but a lot of people, they get trapped in that, I guess it's almost a magic trope. Right, just like you're supposed to do things at an EOT and blah, blah. There's times to break rules, and this is one of them. Good for you, Nim. Good call. If he's got... Careful with counters. Fume Spitter, a lot of people misunderstand. Great card. Especially when you can recur it in like a TE shell. Craziness. All right. Let's get on with it. Boom. We're not out of the woods yet. One Crypt Rat, and we're in trouble. I'm going to get in my damage while I can. There might be some access to white. He might have Artifact Hate, which will get around a mask, or Disenchant Hate, and then we're right in it again. So, all right. Well, there you go. But one of the reasons, unless you're up against it, if you like this list, try never to put Mask of Law and Grace on your Glistener Elf for this exact reason. They have a blocker now. That's okay. I could play the Astrolabe, but I think this is the better play here. I'm going to put this on here since we're protected from just about everything. Now we got a permanent 3/3. We're out of the range of like Nausea or Shrivel. Here we go. Yeah, that's a good one too. And one of the awesomest things about playing Infect, we just don't care if you're gaining life. It's like, add a few zeros onto that 4 life. It just doesn't matter. If enough of those show up, though, it does. Now, one activation of that, it's strange why he would play the Missionary first. I mean, I guess, yeah, you got to block it, but this is where we want to draw. I mean, we don't want to say protection from white, because that'd get clunky, right? Oops. Let's read the cards. Cancel. Undo. Play a snow. One of the reasons don't want to run all the gardens main. Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? No reason not to do this. I guess we'll just run in here. There it goes. Gonna trip it for 1 and Edict us, and then this will be a game again. Very nice defense if he's got it. I think I'm going to call it after this one. Go get me some lunch. Plan next week's show. Try to talk myself out of playing on Sunday. I'm just having so much fun with this list. I'm so grateful for this Snow Infect list. This weird creation I made, just because it's keeping me interested. It's actually probably costing me money, because I could just be like smart and just be like, you know what? Until the bans happen, I ain't going to play. It's what a lot of people are doing, and it's a very smart move. But it's awfully fun to play in a vacuum here too. Okay, so this is when we're going to want to use. If he trips that, we're going to have to trip our plant with some love here. We're protected from red. So if I keep this alive, that dies. You know what? I want to keep both of them alive. This is tough, man. He's got us kind of locked up here. So we'll do this on this. Yep. He's got that. He's got us here. We can't... gonna have to hold that back. How cool is that? Nice play, Trimsky. Yeah, I don't know what I'm staring at. I can't really do anything here. That's why I need token generator and the vitality charm, but in a vacuum, right? I'm not going to sit around and wait for this scenario to happen with a gatekeeper. It's like, this is just when your opponent just has it and you don't. Yeah, all right. So those are gone. I gotta sacrifice my creature. I only hit him for 4. Good job, Nim. Come on Earth and Reckless Charge. Yikes. Pitkeeper bringing it. It's a nice low curve on Nim's deck, too. You know, it's not Gary and Pestilence and wait. It's just like boom, 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 block, reset, grab. Here's part of the puzzle. Got to feign some weakness here. And I think if I played this on a Sunday and did well, or it made any waves, like I said, it's got quite a few 4-1s, no 5-0s yet, and I'm kind of grateful for it, because I think this would only have about a week of surviving, and then just like Kiln Fiend and is it Blitz or Tribe, people are like, oh, that's how you're supposed to play that. So if they saw Astrolabe, snow forests and, infected, be like, okay, I'm going to keep things back. Because Reckless Charge is a thing, and there's 8 of them, technically. Pit Keeper, Gatekeeper, Danger Mouse. I like it, said Shiraz. I do, too. Okay. Well, our garden's kind of a waste. This might be a bit of a misplay if he has Choking Sands. Gets kind of a 2-for-1 here. I don't know. Purist in me just wants to roll that out. Well, we like our hand if we can just get something there, but an Abyssal Gatekeeper in the side. Keeping us honest. Woo! Good times. And if you like these lists, all 3 of the ones I'm playing anyway will be in the description in YouTube later if you want to scroll down and see the text-based list. I wish more streamers would do that. Sometimes I'll see something, I'm like, that's cool, and then I go to show info on the video and it's just like nothing. I'm like, oh, that's a good place to put like books and chapters worth of stuff and things. I think Nim's going to 2-0 us here. All right, let's turn this loss into a question. Is there any card out there? I'm not saying there is. Let's see if the hive mind can think of this. Where instead of that Astrolabe, where I draw a card and it wins it. I would argue something like a Chow Mano, but man, just why we're not playing Death Denied. Obviously, there's not enough creatures here, and we lean on Unearth. It's a 1-of, right? Like Moldrifter math. You got 1 blue and 4 whatever. Can't really rely on a double. Tired of grindy matches. I am too. Let's see what we draw. Not going to be enough. A split-second indestructible might do it. This is so pretty. Can't I just win here? No, says the Crypt Rat in Halloween parlance. If I do that, hold on. If I do that and put the scare into him and he trips it, I save 6 life. So I actually think that's a good call right now. Reckless Charge can come back. We can always unearth something. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go like this and this. Let's play nice and slow. We'll do this. We'll drop here. We'll go like this. And he'll kill 1, 2, 3, 4 of his own guys. We lose 2 cards. Unless he's got yet another trick. Wouldn't put it past him. It's a very nice little toolbox deck. Nim, if you wouldn't mind after this, give us the list of this, because it's playing beautifully, at least against me. But, you know, it looks like it's got some pretty good staying power, definitely against burn, and it's got what I was just saying. You really want to be able to have access to Crypt Rats. One of the reasons I played a kind of a Caligula-style kill-all deck this last week was, well, a lot of people came to the same conclusion, right? You look at the 2 mono blacks in the top 8. Why does that beat Jeskai? It kind of baffled some of the Pop It Like It's Hot podcast, the one I was just listening to it like at midnight. I was up real late and it came on. I went to bed or fell asleep listening to it. But anyway, they were kind of like scratching their heads, and it's like, well, like I was saying, everything is still creature based. There's very few things out there that are going to kill you without creatures, and if you can just kill everything, it's like, well, have fun holding Ephemerate or playing it and then drawing stuff that can't do anything because all your creatures are dead. How did the green LD deck go? Was I playing that against I went 3-2 with that. Yeah. I actually ran into a mirror and beat it. I'll go over that list real quick too, because everybody knows there's nothing new about that list. I'd be lying if I said like my it's not really even, ego's not even the right word. I was just kind of like, when that did well, I was like, yes. And then it was like, everybody's like, oh, green land destruction's a thing. I'm like, have you guys not watched Pauperganda? I'm like, oh my God, how many, I've spent probably 60 tickets showcasing decks just like that, almost exactly like that in some cases. And it was like, oh, now the Kozilek's Predator and the Nest Invader tech, awesome. That was some nice innovation, but, yeah, so there's part of me that's like, hey, I've been on this for a while now. Come on. All right, let's go like this. Drop here, see if he's got any instant answers. What am I doing? He's got a Skyfisher. I'm sitting here narrating, thinking this is a blighted agent. He's like, okay, I think I'll block. Yeah, Swirling Sandstorm. That's a house against Tron. Tron uses walls, it uses recursion, it sets up this whole thing and like familiars, and it's like, okay, you know, you can spread one thing at a time or whatever, but it's like, yeah, I'm going to take them all out. I remember telling Methonical about a month or two back with Boley when we were rebuilding Boley. I said, dude, 2 Swirling Sandstorms are key. Tron. He's like, huh? Well, he didn't say that, but he saw the light of it, I would assume, right away, because he played it too, and it's just like, dude, it's a backbreaker. Nobody sees that coming. But look at what they've got now, right? They're running a prismatic main now with that new build. I've been arguing on Blue in the Face about a lot of people want the Tron lands banned. I'm like, that's not the problem. It's that blink ability. That's why I want both Ephemerate and Ghostly Flicker and Snap. Screw it. Get rid of them all and the Sanctuary. Or, like I said at the top of the show, unban everything. Let's have the Wild West. I'm all for that. Bring back my Deluxe Red. I don't think Snap should stay. There's ways of that going down too. Hell, even just Deprive in that Sanctuary is nasty. It's like I haven't seen that yet, but you know what? I'm glad we don't have enough mana to make this really hit. Man, that Gatekeeper is just so nasty, but I gotta kind of go for it here. Let's drop here. And we'll go white on this. Oop. With the vines back up. The Gatekeeper's in the yard. That's good times. Keep my creature straight. Each player sacrifices a creature. Man, Nim, if I didn't know better. This seems like just hell-bent. It's like Creature Edict Deck City. I'm not going to be able to beat that. Whew. This feels very slanted towards Infect. My goodness. All right. We need like runner here. We need a Reckless and Unearth. Pit Keeper, what's he going to grab? Let's see if this is a bouncy screen. Pit Keeper, targeting Pit Keeper. All right, that's a good call. Feels like a creature-based version of Ouch. Probably the only Infect deck that Bojuka Bog kind of hurts. Depends on when it happens, but that one hurts. Don't need this. All right. We're just, boy, that's a big body, that Slum Reaper. Hoo-wee. Yeah, we're just dead here. That's 8 damage if nothing else even happens. Nim's got us. In typical Halloween fashion. Very cool, too. Getting attacked with a horror. I always giggle when I hear that word because my youngest always tries to say it. He always butchers it. Oh, almost there. Oh, well. Nim, you got us. Let me run on over to the land destruction deck that Shirazaman was referencing. I was very shocked that Entropy was able to squeak out of it because I talk about a good matchup, and that's yet another reason where I was like, my gosh, that, I think you saw the game, right, Nim? Shiraz. It was it just felt like I completely had it, and then it was like, here it comes. You could just feel it coming back. I had a 4-1 run and a 3-2 run with Rallygond. I brought brought back that. Where was it? Shoot, did I think I was tweaking it, so I put it in. It's not that. It's not the green. That's just the typical one with the Marasa build. Hold on a minute here. Is it under the shoot? Swore I had it. Is it just under ramp? Oh, and remember too, about a year ago, this got a 5-0. So this is kind of an all-in version of it, but it used this card, Ariophes, which has Persist, and you can sacrifice them at instant speed to deal damage equal to its power to target creature with flying. And it curves out pretty nicely in this build, but as you can see, the player B Sirius had a 5-0 with this. Just a one of, it didn't go anywhere after that, but interesting take. And he also ran a Sprout Swarm, which I thought was a really cool tech-based move for this kind of... I solved my problem with scrolling all my decks. I just deleted all of them. I've done that and always regretted it because I'll try to build something and go all in with something. Man, I am trying to find where the hell I put that thing, and shoot. Where did it go? If I don't find it real quick, I'll let's see. This is just the... I was getting so mad at Tron one day. I was trying to brew up something where I'm like, how about I just make an all kill it all deck, and I can loot away any extra lands later. Scred, Lightning Bolt, Firebolt. I've got this, which just replaces itself. Got 2 of the new card here. What's my kill card? Goblin Gardener. Go ahead and kill it. Destroys a land, right, Shiraz? And Rolling Terrain. But I haven't had the balls to play it. I'm sure the second I played something like this, I'd go up against Stompier Elves, and they would just keep returning stuff with Quarian, and we all know how that goes. It's just how things rock like that. Dang it. What in the heck is this? No. Yeah, I was messing around with a Goblins Tokens list where, using the Astrolabe. A lot of 1-drops here, depending on Harsh Sustenance and Keep Watch with Nest Invader and such. And also Crop Goodies. This is not anywhere close, but what I was saying at the top of the show, we've got Bog, we've got Crop Rotation, which is kind of helps solve the format. And then the Crusher and the Life Gain here. So anyway, I can't find the list, but... we'll be back next week, maybe with that one, and I'll play it there. I'm going to roll to a few commercials here. Other than that, I'll be seeing you all online, hopefully, for some casual games. Hopefully, I have the willpower to stay out of the challenge Sunday. It's just everybody's out of town. I have nothing to do, and I've got quite a few extra tickets, so I'm just like, maybe I'll get lucky. I don't know. I'm going to feel like a idiot. I know I'm like 60% going to play, and I shouldn't. I totally shouldn't. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining me. Nim Chimpsy, good game. Hex and Rouge, back at ya. And everybody else, thank you so much. We'll see you for the second of 2 Halloween shows next week. And until then, adios. Enjoy playing Pauper. And there's going to be a lot to talk about next week because the bans will have happened by then. So till then, I'm Deluxikoff signing off for Pauperganda.
Do you struggle to find happiness? Do you get the feeling there's something greater for you? There is.
Hey, Pauperganda fans, thank you so much to the continued support of the people to my right. Also, if you want to have your deck played, a 10-ticket donation on Magic the Gathering Online is probably the best way to do it, as well as sending us an email to pauperganda@gmail.com. But anyway, thank you so much again for the people over here, and we'll see you next time.
You